Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show.
No.
It's the Tryforce.
This is the story of a Saiyan who drowned a river and, I don't know, probably has a new power-up or something. It's Dragon Ball Z season 5, episode 2.
What? Okay, so I would just like to... No, we're leaving that in, because I have a few questions.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You looked at me with such confidence when you
so
said
sad in photograph. I absolutely love him.
You prefaced this as like, I have an intro. We can cut it if we don't like it. Because it pertains to what I was talking to the lady at 7-Eleven about.
Yeah, I got
Story of a Saiyan, huh? That's what you were talking to the lady at 7-Eleven.
I was getting some truly hard seltzer and some
You did get me
tea
some Skittles, so I can't.
and some Skittles, right?
I can't do it.
I caught a grape Laffy Taffy for myself.
Ooh, yeah.
And I don't know, I talked to the lady something about so the thing was, your favorite song was on. Your favorite song, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, was on. And the girl didn't know. And she's like, I don't know who does this song. And I was like, it's the Bee Gees. Because I know, because I'm friends with you.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, shit, well, that's crazy. And I was just like, she said that someone who she knows, a friend's father, is Casey of Casey and the Sunshine Band. And so I was like, yeah, because I told her I had the only music celebrity related story I could share, which was my roommate from college. His music teacher was the voice of a Sebastian the Crab from The Little Mermaid.
No, he fucking was.
He was 100%. And then she told me that her teacher, someone who teaches around here in the place where we live, is the guy from the band who did that song. This is the story of a girl.
No
who cried
way.
Drowned the whole world. That shit. So I was just talking to them about that for like too long, enough where I was like, okay, can I just get my fucking Skittles and leave, please?
Yeah, I try not to stay in that 7-Eleven too long, because you really get swept up in conversations that you don't want to be in.
I had no interest in so I just thought, I was like, you know, it would be funny if I started the podcast with, this is the story of a Saiyan.
I mean, you're right.
That's why I was like, fuck it, we can cut it if it doesn't work.
Well, now we can.
And now we're here.
We're 5 minutes in.
5 minutes in explaining this. It's Dragon Ball Z, season 5, episode 2. Oh my god. What varied lives we lead. So we're at episode 151, okay?
Uh-huh.
Got me? Cool. So that is Silent Warrior, or in our Ocean dub title, One Final Remaining Hope, number 16, The Wordless Warrior Takes Action.
Fucking boy. My boy.
With Piccolo gone, Android 17 has no choice but to fight Cell on his own, or so it seems. That is until Android 16 steps up to fight. As the battle rages on, it is easily noticeable that Android 16 is just as strong as Cell. But can the silent giant Android 16 defeat Cell? Or maybe this fight will buy Vegeta and Trunks the precious time they need to complete their training in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, I mean, remember what I was talking about last time where Android 17 can, like, outlast any enemy?
No.
This includes Cell, but the problem with Cell is that he's after the androids. If he gets in on the androids, that's game over for 17. So he can't play his endurance game, which is frightening to him. You know, he can't do that with Cell, because if he lets Cell get the upper hand, if he tries to let Cell tire himself out, he's going to get absorbed.
Sure.
You know, so he's got to stay away from Cell, and Cell's not getting tired enough just chasing him. That's it. So Android 16 is like, yeah, I'm not the one that they want. So I'm just going to go and fucking murder this thing.
So wait, Android's 16 is the only one that's a true robot, right?
16 is the only one that is 100% a robot.
Would Cell even really get anything out of him?
No, he would not. So this is the thing with Android 16. He was a prototype built after what was originally thought to be Dr. Giro's son. But he had died a long time ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, so obviously he had to be made out of entirely metal. And Android 16 was meant for the express purpose of killing Goku. And he was just this cold, lethal android. And he was incomplete at the time of resurrection. Is that a resurrection? Reactivation?
Creation? I don't know.
No, because at creation, everything's incomplete.
Activation?
So activation, he was incomplete. So he didn't have the kind of personalities that, 17 and 18 had. He was just, I am designed to kill Goku. I will be doing nothing else.
I am 16. Please insert girder.
Essentially, yeah, pretty much. But the Abridged series actually made a really funny joke about that, where he obviously he made himself a choice that he's going to protect 17 and 18 by defeating Cell. But they made a really funny joke in the Abridged series where Android 16 is like, I am only designed to fight Goku, but my sensors indicate that you are at least 25% Goku, and that's good enough for me.
That's hilarious.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, because he's made up of the cells of all the other fighters.
Exactly. So 16 is like, we had never seen him fight at this point. Until now, he has just been this kind of tertiary character on this Scooby and Shaggy adventure that 17 and 18 are having.
That's true.
And 16 just, I will be sitting here with the birds. And then we finally get to see him fight. And we're not expecting much of 16 because he's an incomplete android. But then he starts giving Cell the fucking work.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He seems the only one that's been able to step so far. Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Android 16 is just not someone you want to mess with, because 17 will have fun with you. 18 will have fun with you. Vegeta will be fucking prideful and all that shit. Goku's fucking Goku. 16 comes in. It is, from start to finish, his only goal is for you to be dead. And he lets you know that.
Yeah, my goal is to kill you.
Like, that's it. It's so mechanical and cold and inhuman the way he fights. And it's so fucking cool. It's so purposeful. It's so, like, no pun intended, robotic. You know, it's so good.
And there's something to be said about, like, a perfect process. Something that's like is programmed to operate in a certain way.
Like, it's the kind of fight where, like, if I was Cell, I would be like, oh, what do I do against that? You know?
Episode 152. Say goodbye, 17, or number 7. Number 17 swallowed. The transforming cell is a super gourmet. Just gonna skip right past that. The battle between androids.
That was a nice, tasty ocean dub. That's gonna be like. Can you just
a crisp ocean?
Can you give it to me one more time? Just.
Number 17 swallowed. The transforming cell is a super gourmet.
Ooh, a super gourmet. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Notes of oil. The battle between Android 16 and Cell continues. Cell tries to counterattack but falls short of 16's Inferno Flash.
Oh, yes. 16. So 16 does this thing. His Inferno Flash or his Hellfire Cannon in the English dub, or in the regular English dub.
That's dope.
Funimation. So he literally takes off his fucking hands and just Mega Mans him. Like,
nice.
It's so
I respect
cool.
that shit.
And he also has another move called Rocket Punch, which is like, it's exactly that.
Pokemon.
It's so fucking cool. Entrance 16 is so cool.
16 warns 17 and 18 to quickly leave the battlefield. However, they wait, believing Cell to be dead. But before they can do so, Cell sneaks up behind 17, and before he can get away, Cell quickly absorbs him.
This is the first time we ever see 16 get really frustrated, because while he is an android, he does have emotions. They're rudimentary, but he does have emotions. So we see 16 literally screaming at 17, get the fuck out of here. Cell isn't dead. And 16's like, no. 17's like, no.
Nah, chill.
You literally, no, you beat him into the ground. We could see, we don't see him anymore. It's fine. Then he just fucking floats up behind. Just like 17. Just
Classic.
And then that's it.
Cell transforms into his second imperfect form.
Oh,
But his next task is to absorb 18 in order to become complete.
Yeah, he goes right for it. Like, and what's incredible is remember how Piccolo was able to kind of like chase off Cell, because Piccolo was pretty much stronger than Cell. Second Cell, or imperfect Cell. Oh boy. Piccolo, like, you know when they do the things when someone's so much stronger where, like, if you punch them in the face, they don't even flinch?
Sure.
Like, that thing happened with 16 and with Piccolo. So that's a time. That's not good.
Not good at all.
Not at all. So we gotta wait for Goku and Vegeta to come and clean this up. The latter of whom, you know what? I'll wait. I will wait.
16 attempts to attack Cell, but he is no match for his second form.
Not at
and
all.
is severely damaged by a blast from Cell.
Yeah, he literally takes he takes a fucking beam to the head, and it cuts an entire hole out of his head. Do you remember that?
I do actually remember that now that you're saying it. Yeah.
And like he's too damaged to fly, he's too damaged to fight. So he's just like Android 18 has to like walk him around.
And you know what? You know who comes through real hard right now, which I don't remember and is really admirable given how typically useless as a character he is. Tien then attempts to give 16 and 18 the time to escape by using several attacks to stall Cell.
Do you remember this sequence?
Not at all.
I remember it vividly. You don't remember the tri-beam that he was using to keep Cell in the fucking ground?
I mean, no.
He
no,
hits
I
Cell
don't.
he hits Cell with a tri-beam, and like, you know, that's Tien's thing. And he was putting his entire power into this, like every bit of energy he had. He just kept shocking him into the ground just over and over and over again while Android 18 and 16 tried to get away. Now, what's really important is you would think Cell would just wait for Tien to fucking like get tired or worse, die, and he could just go chase them. But if you remember in the previous episode, the androids can't be sensed.
That's true.
So if they get away, they get away.
Away.
Yeah. So regardless of how fast they're going, because normally you can suppress your power level if you're one of the Z fighters, but you can't fly. You lose your ability to fly. You lose your ability to use any of your powers, otherwise it can be picked up. Androids can just be flying at any pace, anytime, and they cannot be sensed, which is a huge advantage for them. So he's trying to not lose sight of them.
Sure.
If he loses sight of them, it's fucking game over. So Tien is just pummeling him into the ground, and Tien is about to like die.
Sure.
So King Kai is freaking out. Goku's freaking out. Like he's trying to tell Tien to stop, and he's just like, "No, we can't let this happen. Like I could, I'm fine. If I die, it saves the world. That's fine."
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what we get into in episode 153.
Yeah.
Which is known as Sacrifice, or Tomorrow I am going to pulverize you. Yeah. Goku's challenge.
Oh yeah, this was cool. This was really fun.
Tien, attempting to give 16 and 18 enough time to escape, subsequently uses up all of his energy in a vicious attack and then falls to the ground. Goku knows that Cell is far stronger than Tien, so he descends on the battlefield to help Tien recover. While he is there, he notices Piccolo is still alive but hanging on by a thread. Cell desires to fight Goku.
Oh yeah, Piccolo had also been taken out of commission by this point. I don't know if the other episode mentioned that.
We went over that last time, I think. Cell desires to fight Goku immediately, but Goku uses his instant transmission to get back to Kami's lookout successfully, and Vegeta and Trunks finally emerge from the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, so here's the fun thing. Do you remember when we were talking about the hyperbolic time chamber? So basically, the thing with that is, you go in there for a day. What to us feels like a day, 24 hours, to them is a year. So they get to train for an entire year, unabated, in this nightmare hellscape world where it's just nothingness. But then it's extreme cold and extreme heat the farther you go out. And it's like super gravity. The air is super thick and it's extremely hard to be in there. So training in there is ridiculous. So they spent an entire year. Vegeta and Trunks, two of the strongest warriors in the universe, Saiyans, by the way. Remember from our previous episodes, but the thing about Saiyans, when they're, beaten to a certain point, you know what happens to them? Remember what happens to them?
They overheal.
Yeah, overheal. So imagine doing that back and forth for a year. So
Great.
yeah. So needless to say, they're a bit more powerful.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's really funny because they say Goku descends onto the battlefield. He doesn't do that. What he does is he's just like, oh shit, Tien and Piccolo are about to die. He just zaps himself to just instant transmission, gets Tien, is ignoring Cell for the whole time pretty much, and just goes to get Tien, goes to get Piccolo. And imagine being Cell. Cell is here to kill Goku. He's an android after all. So he's here with the express purpose of killing Goku. Goku literally just fucking shows up right in front of you. And he's like, nah, we're going to fight tomorrow. Tomorrow. Meet me out back by the schoolyard, 3 p.m.
Schoolyard.
Like, he fucking high school bullies Cell.
2 p.m. by the flagpole. Dude.
For real. And Cell goes to hit him and he just zaps away.
Zap.
And he's like, how the fuck? Like, you could see Cell. He's like, how the fuck did he do that?
This man. Episode 1.
But wait, before we do that, he said, he's like, how the fuck did he do that? But remember what happened with Solar Flare.
Oh, shit. Annoying. Episode 154, Saiyans Emerge. Or, I really don't like this one. I don't like some of the words that I have to say. Read it. I will dispose of everything. A reborn Vegeta, father and son, sally forth. What? I'm going to the bathroom. This is bullshit. Stop the podcast. Sally forth, for fuck's sake. Sally forth. I laughed before I even read it. All right. Goku asks Trunks about the training that they went through in the hyperbolic time chamber. But Vegeta doesn't want him to say anything about it. Meanwhile, 18 questions 16 on his love for nature and asks if he even cares that Cell might absorb her and kill him. That is all of the context they give.
Really, that's it?
Could you please fill in some context?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. The majority of this
Like,
episode.
why do you love nature so much? Do you care if this lizard is going to kill me?
18's like, this guy's going to kill us all. And then 16's like, the fucking bird.
This bird is made of bird.
Pretty much. But I remember they made the joke in the abridged series how because he was so damaged at this point, he's like, look, it's a slightly bigger bird, it's growing. But there was so this episode was kind of filler-y. It was kind of just Tien recovering and Piccolo recovering, and they're doing their shit at the hyperbolic time chamber, and Vegeta comes out with Trunks, and Bulma's like, oh my god, you look so different, and Vegeta's like, yeah, I don't look different at all. So what happened is Vegeta comes out and they want to talk about the training. Goku and Gohan are like, what the fuck happened in there? What to tell me? And Vegeta's like, no. And there's actually, yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. But there was actually a really funny interaction where Vegeta walks out and Goku's like, so you finally think you could take me?
Unbelievable.
And Vegeta's like, I think I you know what? I'm going to let you find out. And he's like, I still don't think you can. He's just fucking with Vegeta the whole time, and I love it. So Vegeta and Trunks go off, do the thing. They go to fight Cell, and Vegeta doing his Vegeta thing. It's like, I've just been training this whole time. I can go beat Cell by myself.
All right.
Yeah, remember how well that went with the androids.
Okay, so let's catch up the audience.
Oh,
Bulma lands at Kami's lookout. She gives Goku, Gohan, and Trunks and Vegeta a new set of Saiyan armor.
Oh, yeah. That's where we
Tien
get
and
the cool
Piccolo
armor.
refuse to wear the suits, claiming they do not want to wear the same clothes as Saiyans. Vegeta then leaves to find and destroy Cell while Trunks closely follows.
Yeah. So Trunks is like Vegeta's I want to say handler. I think handler is a great word for this.
Handler.
Yeah, because like Vegeta's just doing his own thing and Trunks is just like, you fucking cannot do this. Like, so Trunks is just trying to keep an eye on him, making sure he doesn't do anything stupid, but this is Vegeta we're talking about, so that's a very hard job. So yeah, they're off to go fight Cell. And Goku and Gohan are like about to go into the time chamber themselves.
That's true.
And this is where we get to see the crazy shit. This is where Gohan starts to be the coolest character in Dragon Ball Z, bar none.
Anxious to find 18, Cell finds a chain of inhabited islands and insists to obliterate each island with energy blasts, bringing him closer to the android's hideout. Back at Kami's lookout, after eating a quick amount of food, Goku and Gohan enter the time chamber to begin training.
Yeah, so this episode is basically Cell trying to fish out Android 18 from this cluster of islands, and he's threatening to blow every single one of them up if she doesn't reveal herself. And 16 is like, he wouldn't do that, because if he blows all of these islands up, he risks blowing you up, and he can't do that. So Cell just starts blowing up the islands, and 16's like, I've made a grave miscalculation. And, so 18 and 16 got a fucking dip set. And it's very hard to do that when you're carrying a 2-ton, golem of a person. Yeah, like, he's basically like a golem,
I guess so.
It's entirely metallic and, sentient, I guess. Is that a golem?
Yeah, I guess that's probably about the closest you can get.
You say he's like, he's not an ancient gear golem, but...
Episode 155, Super Vegeta, otherwise known as Suddenly Full Throttle, the superpower of a radiant Vegeta.
If looks could kill...
the heartless Cell continues to destroy the islands.
If looks could kill, my brains would be all over the wall behind
He
me.
eventually finds the last island where androids 16 and 18 are hiding and threatens to destroy it together with them. Vegeta, anxious to test his new power, heads towards Cell's whereabouts and transforms into a Super Saiyan. Just as Cell is about to destroy the last island, Vegeta arrives to fight him. Or them,
Yeah.
I guess. Up on Kami's lookout, Tien and Piccolo do not believe that Vegeta has the power to beat Cell, and neither does Android 18, based on the fact that she beat Vegeta in their fight. As Vegeta begins to power up, he begins his transformation, which stuns everybody that senses his power, including 18 and Cell. Vegeta finishes transforming, reaching an ascended level of Super Saiyan, and begins the fight by delivering the first hit to Cell.
Kind of. That's kind of correct.
Hey man, we're dealing with Wikipedia here.
I
wasn't
know.
expecting everything to be fucking crystal.
He doesn't necessarily reach an ascended level of Super Saiyan.
Oh my god, I just heard the glasses be pushed up your nose.
Well, actually...
No,
because if we say it now, it devalues something that happens later.
Okay.
So technically he really doesn't.
You got that?
Yeah.
Folks at home, you got that?
He's just like, imagine he just perfected the Super Saiyan technique.
He did it.
He's with it.
He screamed for an extra 40 seconds.
He's with the shits, as they say. And
Do you hear yourself speak?
No.
Just drift in and out.
Sometimes we start the podcast, I black out and we're done. So it's
all right. Good podcast. Episode 156. Bow to the Prince, otherwise known as
with the shits. No.
with the shits. I am Super
Can you
Vegeta.
imagine they just threw one of those in there?
There's just one fuck in there. Holy fuck, Vegeta destroyed.
I would lose my
I'm gonna
mind.
change one of the I'm gonna pick my spot, and I'm gonna change one of the words of the ocean dub title to fuck.
It cannot be this episode.
Before the episode's over. No. On your knees, Cell. I am Super Vegeta.
Oh yeah, so Vegeta had come out swinging. Vegeta came out with this unfucking believable power, and everyone is like stunned into silence. They're like, "How the fuck did that happen?" And Trunks is just sitting there like, just fucking spent a year with this. I'm fine with it, Like
That's true.
Trunks is just doing his thing, and Cell is like, this doesn't add up. What the fuck? So, like, Cell is, understandably, a little bit scared of Vegeta at this point. And Cell is supposed to be, like, this really tough villain character.
Sure.
But what's interesting about this fight, and we're going to get into it, is Cell's attitude up to this point has been towering over people and foreboding.
Dominant victory.
Dominant victory. But this fight brings out a side of Cell that we will really... It's weird.
We continue to see it, I think.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's almost Frieza-esque,
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
As Vegeta battles Cell, it is clear that Vegeta has the upper hand in the fight, his strength superior to Cell's. Watching from the sidelines, Trunks recalls the intense time he spent training with his father in the hyperbolic time chamber. As the fight between Cell and Vegeta continues, the pressure falls on Gohan as he trains in the time chamber with Goku in an attempt to become a Super Saiyan himself.
Yeah, buddy!
Yeah, this is kind of like the time of the show where everybody starts to kind of learn how to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Remember what I said I think it was season 3, episode 2 or something like that?
Yeah, you would know better than me, buddy.
Yeah, it's like when Super Saiyan happened, or when Trunks went Super Saiyan. I'm
Sure.
like, and then everyone and their fucking grandmother learns how to do it,
Yeah.
So this is at this point where, Super Saiyan has not... What we've kind of learned by this point is that what Goku achieved is not the Super Saiyan legend. It's something that all Saiyans can do given enough time and training.
Oh, lit. Yeah, we'd love
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah. So, but there is
If that isn't remarkably shonen.
a legend. And we will find that out at some point. So, yeah.
I can't
I know. It's
roll
cool.
my eyes hard enough. Episode 157.
Man, let me have this. I love this series.
It doesn't change the fact that some of its plot points are
just garbage.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Some of the this entire show is like the basis for so many shonen animes, and it shows, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just as we've been going over it. Like, I mean, I'm already on 5 that I can think of.
Yep.
It's crazy. Episode 157, Hour of Temptation, otherwise known as Dangerous Pride, a challenge to Cell's perfect form.
God, I love Vegeta as a character, but man,
He's like Hamartia, the character. He sucks. He's just hubris.
I wanted to strangle him in this episode. Oh my fucking God, it makes me angry. So remember when I said last episode where that if Vegeta, if Trunks had just in the hyperbolic time chamber, just taken a clean 2x4 and just put Vegeta in a coma and just dragged him out of the time chamber and went to go deal with Cell himself. You remember when I didn't go into that much detail. I just said if Vegeta spent season 4 and 5 in a coma, none of it would have happened.
Definitely didn't.
So this specific episode is why I said it.
Goku and Gohan continue to push themselves forward in their training, but at this point, they may not even be needed. In his powered-up state, Vegeta is making quick work of Cell, who seems to be utterly no match for Vegeta. Vegeta then explains to Cell that it is useless to fight him in his current state, and even if he somehow manages to get past him, Trunks would finish him off. With his back against the wall, the ever-clever android attempts to exploit Vegeta's weakest point, his unbridled arrogance. But Vegeta brushes this off as an attempt from Cell to get his own way, at which Cell becomes infuriated.
Yeah. He starts throwing, for lack of better terms, like a shit fit.
Oh, a shit fit.
Like he's like a full child hissy fit. Like he's yeah, it's ridiculous.
I remember that. I remember like certain DBZ villains like getting frustrated to the point where they just like kept throwing Kamehamehas from each hand, and they're like,
yeah.
You could tell that they was just like, okay, now whoever is fighting him is getting to him.
Yeah, like, and he's almost crying at this point. Like it's
crying.
Yeah, literally crying. Like Vegeta's putting his fucking face into the ground, and he's just like, I just want to be perfect, you know. So it's weird.
I get you, man. I get you, Cell. I do. I understand.
Oh, it's weird.
I'd like to be perfect myself. I gotta be honest.
Not if I have to like.
I'll tail suck whoever I need to suck.
I don't want to butt ingest two entire people.
I'll butt ingest whoever I want.
I don't want to do that.
Like I'll just line up Bezos and
okay, maybe those two people
and Zuckerberg. I'll suck them up. Episode 158.
Yeah, the real androids.
Krillin's decision, or I'm so distraught. Kieran's handiwork in destroying number 18.
Oh yeah. So there's something that hasn't been said by this point. Krillin is a thirsty boy.
Very,
very thirsty boy. And
absolutely parched.
honestly, like, cannot blame him.
Sure.
Like, so when Krillin first laid eyes upon Android 18, he was smitten with her.
Oh yeah.
And actually, there was a really fun scene where remember when we were talking when Vegeta had just gotten his shit pushed in by 18, where he's like asking, "Where are you guys going?" Because he's not gonna fight them.
No, yeah.
Android 18 is just like, you know what? You just stay back. You stay back and keep being over there looking pretty. And like, so, and then she walks up on him and gives him a kiss on the cheek, and then they both fly away.
Yeah, that's a power move right there.
Yeah, it was a fucking power move. But it got, it got in Krillin's head, because of course it fucking did.
Yeah, he's fresh off the Marin vibe. He's looking for a young lady that's gonna be there for him emotionally.
But like, so much better. Android 18, so much better.
Yeah, that's why he lubricated that machine.
Absolutely. But at this point, Android 18 is fucking, she's terrified. She's absolutely horrified at what's happening in front of her.
Is she like decided to have been the weakest among the androids?
No, they are exactly the same in terms of power.
Okay,
but
that makes me feel better. About
she's just more, I don't want to say emotional. She's just more human than 17. She's less arrogant. She's less about her own, status. She's just in it for herself, if that makes sense.
It does.
So they are exactly the same in terms of power, but now it's Android 17. Android 17 has been absorbed by this point. And imagine, they're twins. Android 17 and 18 are twins. So
they do look very similar.
Yes, they are brother and sister. So
I didn't know that.
Yes, they are. So what happens is Android 17 gets absorbed. Like, imagine you saw like one of your siblings get, what Cell did to Android 18.
Yeah, the good suck.
Yeah, it was awful. Imagine you just A, saw that, B, had to fight that. And she went off on Cell. Like, she tried to do everything that she could, but her punches and her kicks were doing absolutely nothing. And she had never experienced that up until this point. And then Cell did something else. He used Android 17's voice to try and convince 18 to be absorbed.
I see.
It's fucked up. So be 18 in that situation and, try and keep it together. It's very difficult to do that. And then Krillin shows up and he sees that. Like, he's having a monologue. He's holding the remote. He's holding the mute button, as you said last time. The
anti-android remote?
Absolutely. So he's holding this remote and he's like, I had to get within 10 meters of her in order to make this happen. And he's like, I can't do this. She's just a person. She's another person. She's a human being. I can't do this to her. I can't just kill her. You know?
You could.
He could.
You're just not.
He could, but he didn't want to do that because
And
he's-
I think that's why this episode's called Krillin's Decision. He's making a decision.
yeah, and he like walks up on them with the remote. And it's such a fucking power move, man.
With Cell being thrown around by Vegeta, Cell still attempts to exploit Vegeta's weak point in an attempt to get the chance to absorb Android 18. With Android 18 in his sight, Krillin attempts to get closer to her in an attempt to shut down the android forever. But at the moment of decision, Krillin hesitates, his emotions clouding his judgment. Cell is gaining momentum in his push for perfection, enticing Vegeta to be able to test his true power. Upon hearing this, Android 16 tells 18 that she must leave immediately, as Vegeta may let Cell go.
Yeah, because Vegeta's getting to the point where he's like, you know what? I think that's that's
That's
I'm
enough,
curious.
boys. Let's hit the showers.
He's like, I'm curious to see what that. Like, he says something like, I'm curious to know, and then 16's like, and that's where we leave.
We are done here.
Goodbye.
The spiky-haired man's insane. Krillin's emotions finally get the best of him, and he destroys the controller in front of 18, just as Vegeta lets Cell go to find 18. Trunks, fearful of what would happen, intervenes and prevents Cell from looking at 18. Just as Cell complains to Vegeta, he catches a glimpse of 18 on the ground and can only gape at the android.
Yeah.
Could we take another break?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Can only gape at the android. That was the last thing I tried to say. You know, a couple of gape gloves up here. Okay. Do you know what gape gloves are?
No.
Have you ever come across that in your recent pornography ventures?
No. No,
They
I have
are.
not.
You know, like those like gardener's gloves that have like the rubber bits on them to like help with grip. Been watching a lot of gentlemen in the pornography region have what they call gape gloves.
Oh, God.
Where they put on a similar outfit of the hands and use it to better stretch apart the woman's anus.
Oh, no.
Please don't put this in the podcast. And now a word from our sponsor. Gape gloves. Stretch your asshole right. Okay. All right, yeah. So, like, I think that, like... So, what's this deal about him, like, just like, looking at fucking 18? Just,
Yeah,
like, on
because
the ground? Like,
he'd been looking for her this whole time. You know, and he thought that he lost her. He thought that they fucking dipped. You know,
Sure.
like smart people would have.
like smart people would have.
So he's just like, I can't fucking believe that she didn't go away. So he's like, this is my shot. He just went full Lin-Manuel Miranda, not throwing away my shot. Like, just...
I love that.
He's young, scrappy, and hungry, and he is not throwing away his shot.
He's an android. Episode 159, The Last Defense, otherwise known A Shock to the Entire Universe, Cell's spectacular evolution towards his final perfect form. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all right. It happens.
It's just so many words.
I know.
Why are there so many?
Imagine fitting it on the
This
screen.
fucking sentence ends in 4 prepositions. Cell has spotted 18, but so has Trunks, and he warns Krillin 16 and 18 that Cell knows their whereabouts just as Cell begins flying towards them.
Mm-hmm.
Trunks, my favorite term ever, Trunks gives chase.
Mm-hmm.
And every time Cell gets the chance to absorb 18, Trunks intervenes.
Yep.
Vegeta has other plans, however, and begins to interfere with Trunks like an asshole. Trunks defies Vegeta's thought that Trunks is too weak-minded to attack his own father and sends Vegeta flying towards the water with a large ki blast.
Oh, yeah. So this is really funny. So basically Vegeta is now attacking Trunks because Trunks is obviously trying to fucking stop Cell.
That's your son.
You know? So like,
That's your son, Vegeta.
oh God. So I just can't. I wanted Vegeta to die this season. Like, I remember watching this originally. Like, when I was a kid, I was like, I really hope Cell kills him. Like, I really, really hope so. So
Been around for too many seasons.
he's been around. He's really fucking it up for everybody here.
Classic
so
Vegeta.
absolutely. So Cell is, complaining. He's literally calling back to Vegeta, like, aren't you gonna let me go and be perfect? And then he's like, yeah, I am. So he goes and attacks fucking Trunks. And Trunks is like, I am going to kick the shit out of you if you don't stop doing this. And he's like, you wouldn't hit your own father. And he's like, bitch, watch me. And he just fires a blast so far and shoots him out so far. Next shot is him like laying in the water on his back like, huh. Son of a bitch actually did it.
That's good. I love that.
It was really funny.
As Trunks continues to interfere with Cell's quest, the android sees 16 and 18 getting away and devises a plan using Tien's solar flare technique to blind everyone, including Vegeta, as he heads back to the battlefield.
Yep.
With no one but Krillin to stand in his way, Cell is unfazed by Krillin's attempts to stall him as he absorbs 18 and begins his transformation.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Krillin goes and tries to... He just puts his fucking dukes up, man. I
respect it.
I really respect Krillin. Like, he knows he can't do anything. But you know what? He fucking tries.
I mean, My Hero Academia taught me that, like, if even if you know you can't and you do it anyway, that's what's important. You know? So I feel like Krillin, even though you might not be swinging the largest, spirit bomb on the playground, you have, any man with two hands has a fighting chance. I like to clown on Yamcha, but like,
yeah,
screw it.
No, Yamcha doesn't have a fighting chance. He doesn't.
But like,
he stopped trying after the Android
Saga. You
Saga.
know what I'm trying to say? Like, as long as you try, it doesn't matter if you really. There is something to be said. But, well, if you didn't try, you could escape with your life. Where's the honor in that? Who gives a fuck about that?
Absolutely not.
Who cares about that? If your world's going to be destroyed and you can screw off to whatever planet you want.
If you're gonna die anyway, die fighting.
Die fighting. Episode 160. Cell is complete.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as, oh my god. I really want to slip the fuck into this one, but I read ahead and I'm going to use one really importantly. But I really am tempted to use it on this. Otherwise known as Battle Power Infinity, birth of the god of destruction named Cell.
Actually, that's a pretty cool title. I'm not going to lie to you.
Battle Power Infinity?
After that.
That's... After those three words specifically.
Yeah, if we just took those out.
Just cut that.
Birth of the God of Destruction, Cell. That's fucking cool.
Dr. Giro's dream has been realized as Cell begins his final transformation with everyone but Vegeta, who has realized his own dream of testing his strength or looking on in fear. After Cell becomes complete, he begins to test his new body as Krillin and Trunks attempt to subdue him. Eventually, Cell tests one of the kicks on Krillin, knocking him out cold. Up in the hyperbolic time chamber, Gohan and Goku are still training. Gohan becomes tired of being treated like his father's son and wants Goku to give it everything he's got. Goku complies, transforms into a Super Saiyan, and unleashes a powerful Kamehameha wave at Gohan, who, while fighting it, realizes how he has let people down his whole life and finally transforms into a Super Saiyan, albeit maintaining the transformation only for a few minutes.
Yeah, he went through the whole thing, the entire gambit of when Piccolo sacrificed himself for Gohan against Nappa.
He was 9!
Okay, listen, but he was there.
He was a child!
He's not thinking like that.
Crazy, dude.
All right.
Crazy.
So he's thinking about how useless he was during the Frieza saga.
I was so useless against Space Hitler.
He was. I can't believe I couldn't step to the Galactic Emperor. So
step to fucking Mango Mussolini.
Mango Mussolini. Well, yeah. Thank God, only a few more weeks of that shit.
Episode 161. Vegeta Must Pay. Otherwise known as...
Yeah, he fucking must. Oh, may I add? So when...
This is your podcast?
This is our podcast. Oh man. So when Cell had transformed, he's just kind of sitting there doing the thing where he's looking at his hands, you know, and he's just kind of taking it in. You know what I mean?
Sure.
All the while, Trunks, who may I add, had been training with Vegeta for a fucking year at this point.
Damn.
So he's ridiculously powerful at this point. Him and Krillin are both trying to lay into Cell as hard as they fucking can. Cell doesn't even bat an eye at them as they're unleashing everything they have at him. And he doesn't even move. He's just still looking at his hands, but just kind of like, wow, this is really it, huh? As he's being fucking assaulted, like, ridiculously.
Yeah, I mean, you really written out this episode for us. After allowing Cell to reach his final form, Vegeta is ready for the challenge he was promised. While Cell has become a brick wall to the Saiyans, every blow, it becomes clear that Vegeta has bitten off more than he can chew.
Yeah, you fucking think?
As even a direct blow to Cell barely phases him. Meanwhile,
Oh, God.
Goku and Gohan, who is now a proper Super Saiyan, continue to train in the hyperbolic time chamber.
I was really hoping that Cell was just going to come up and just fucking, like, Eiffel Tower Vegeta at this point. Just, like, break him. Please, just break him.
Did you use that term in the sexual context?
No.
Okay, all right, cool.
No, in like the wrestling
cut this out.
backbreaker.
Eiffel Tower. Who does that?
I don't know. What's it called when you put them on their shoulder and you try to break their back? It's a backbreaker, isn't it?
Like on your shoulder, like your dad at a park helping you to see?
No. Like when you like put someone sideways, you put them behind your head and you like break them over.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Totally see what you mean.
That's what I thought was.
Yeah,
like,
that's a backbreaker. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like towering somebody or something. I don't fucking know.
Using that squared circle terminology.
I'm trying,
You're gonna
man.
have to call Ed, man. Okay. Episode 162.
Imagine I just want to sell the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I was like, are you talking about double penetrating Cell right now? From both ends? Because, like, look, man, whatever you do in your personal time, that's up to you.
Fucking imagine.
Episode one.
That's the first thing he does.
I don't know why that was the first thing I thought of.
Like, the first thing he does after achieving perfection is
It's like, cool. Who wants it in both ends? Episode 162.
he doesn't even say anything. He just goes for
Just pulls out a fucking... pulls out a tube of KY jelly wordlessly. Episode 162. Trunks ascends. AKA...
Oh, I'm ascending, all right.
otherwise known as breaking through the boundaries of Super Saiyan. Trunks summons a storm. Vegeta is clearly no match for Cell now that he has powered up to his perfect form, and it seems that Trunks will have no choice but to reveal his hidden, ascended power, which I don't know what that means.
Put that in asterisks, please.
Just as it appears that Vegeta is losing consciousness, however, he powers up for his ultimate move, the Final Flash.
Oh, yeah, this scene was so fucking cool.
He spends several minutes powering up for the attack, crumbling the surrounding landscape as he does so. As he prepares to launch this, he challenges Cell to stay right where he is and take on his attack.
Do you remember the music for this scene, Zach?
I don't.
You do. I know you do.
If you played it, probably.
It's the piano thing. Vegeta's, like, piano theme.
Vegeta's Giorno's theme.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
He challenges Cell to stay right there where he is and take the attack. He launches it and it proves very effective, demolishing Cell's right arm and a large portion of the right side of his torso.
Yeah, he literally just takes, like, a huge chunk out of Cell.
Vegeta begins to laugh, but his celebration is quickly cut short when Cell reminds Vegeta that he possesses Piccolo's regenerative ability. Cell resumes the fight.
Didn't Cell do this like 3 times at this point?
Cell resumes the fight, and after a massive onslaught of ki blasts from Vegeta, knocks Vegeta out cold and prepares to kill him until he senses that Trunks is beginning to power up. Yeah, he probably should have known that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's kind of like
we saw this happen.
I feel like it's kind of like when you're on your second stock in Smash and you're like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, that's his. I've just stocked you for your third stock, right? And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I might be at 120%, but we can get some damage on him. We can do it in the last stock, and then they just stock you fucking immediately, just like. And so it's just like kind of almost like that. It's like, okay,
he's not invincible.
yeah,
Like,
and like you kind of have that moment when you do finally get that stock that you've been working up to the whole match, even that you know it might not go your way. When that stock finally happens, you're like, okay, I did it, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like kind of that premature moment of celebration.
I get that.
I feel like
I
that's
get
what's
that.
happening here, because
Yeah.
Vegeta's like, oh no.
yeah.
Okay. Episode 163. Apparently we're playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons in this episode, because episode 163 is known as Saving Throw.
Oh,
I don't
baby.
know what you're going to roll against this.
Yeah.
Otherwise known
holy
as...
shit, help me. Roll a holy shit, help me check, please.
Otherwise known as episode 163. Save your father! Trunks is fuck, which scorches even the heavens.
Now, I will be the one to Eiffel Tower.
Dad, get over here.
Oh, God.
Father-son bonding.
Oh,
Save your father. Trunks is
Please,
fury.
God.
Trunks is fury, which scorches even the heavens. With Vegeta out of commission, it is up to the newly ascended Trunks to take down Cell. As they fight, Trunks tries to divert Cell's attention away from his unconscious father's body, allowing Krillin to bring him to safety.
Oh, yeah. At this point, by the way, Vegeta had been beaten so bad that, like, they do the Super Saiyan thing where, like, you know they're out for the count when their Super Saiyan goes away.
Right.
Like, he got beat that hard.
True. Meanwhile, could you play the, like, Always Sunny in fucking Philadelphia music? Because meanwhile, Goku and Gohan continue trading in the hyperbolic
they
time
do.
chamber.
Yeah, they do.
Really milking that fucking workout, aren't they?
Well, I mean, think about it. You know, a minute out here is like a week in the hyperbolic time
There's
chamber.
2 fucking episodes left. I don't care how much time they're taking.
Wait, there's 2 episodes left in this season?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, shit.
Yes, sir. Meanwhile, Goku and Gohan continue training in the hyperbolic time chamber. So obviously, it's on Trunks now to take down Cell, which is you know, like, obviously it's we can rely on that because Trunks was like, oh hey, I'm coming back to the past, Marty McFly style, to tell you that hey, this fucking beetle person's coming.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because it's Perfect Cell now. Like, yikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, episode 164, Ghosts from Tomorrow, otherwise known as A Future of Despair. Trunks, the man who lived through hell.
I feel like whenever you do the Ocean Dub voice, like I really see it.
Yeah.
I see it in my brain whenever I'm listening to the podcast, where it's just like we're around a campfire, right? And like you and I are telling scary stories to a crowd, and you're like, ghosts from tomorrow, and then like I'll come out and be like, yes, I heard that story.
A Future of Despair.
A Future of Despair, that one. just ignore him. Just ignore him. The story is good.
My horror story hype, man. Oh shit, this is scary as fuck, you guys.
I'm like a really shitty horror Paul Heyman, like.
I'm a Colton Murray guy. Trunks recounts the events that led to the destruction of the Z Fighters in the future. Using the rage from those memories, Trunks powers up to finish his battle with Cell. Cell then tells Trunks how he was created and why he traveled to the future Colton.
Yep.
Could you give us a little bit more about that?
Yes, I could. So, you remember at the end of the last season where we found the evil egg? Not the one in D Hall. Not that one. That was an evil egg. Yeah. We're talking about the one we found in the time capsule.
No, I don't.
So, remember when?
No, I know that they found the new time capsule. I didn't know they found an egg in it.
Yes. So that they found this little these 2 eggshells in there. And there was a hole blasted in the canopy. Do you remember when I was talking about that?
No, is Trunks an egg baby?
Trunks is not an egg baby. So what happened was, you remember when in the last episode that we did, Cell had told everybody that he killed Trunks
That's
in
true.
his timeline.
Yeah.
What did Trunks have in his timeline? How did he get here?
Time travel.
Yeah, he had a time machine.
Okay. I'm
So,
glad I got that right. I guess.
So what wasn't there in that future? Do you remember?
the time.
No,
capsule?
the
capsule corp.
there's two of them. There's two of them that weren't in the future. Very important to the series.
I feel like one of my students.
The androids. They weren't in the
Androids.
future. Yeah, they'd been defeated at this point.
Cool.
So,
all right. Great.
yeah. So Cell obviously cannot achieve his perfect form in the future. So he killed Trunks for his time machine to come back to a time where they were around.
Okay.
Which is why when we were talking about Cell and in Dr. Giroux's lab, that's why he's this little larva thing, like a little embryo at this point, because he wouldn't be done until the. Yeah, you wanna let it rip?
I'm not sure.
You wanna
He
do
was
it?
a single-celled organism.
Good night, everybody. What if we just cut the podcast right?
You know what? I honestly
just
would
been
have
dead
we're
silence.
we're like an hour in without cuts, but like I would have loved for like the last 20 minutes of this podcast to just have been dead silence. Yeah,
They're just like, oh my god, is
you
that the
can
end of the
see why I
podcast?
didn't want to say it. Like,
Puma Kuma's like, oh my god, did they break up? Like,
yeah. As the battle continues, Trunks claims Trunks has the upper hand, but Cell claims to know that he knows that Trunks cannot beat him.
Yes. So basically what happened is I was going to finish what I was saying before. That time capsule that we found last episode was all covered in moss and it was decrepit and damaged. Cell took that time capsule back to the present to come and, shuck up the androids.
Sure.
So that's what he means by, that he was from the future as well.
Okay.
So Trunks was like, he's basically fucking with Trunks this whole time. He's like, thanks for giving me the tool I needed to become perfect. And it was your time machine. And he's like, this is your fault. All of this is your fault. And the destruction of this world will be your fault. Because he knows he can't win. Cell knows he can't win. Because there's a whole thing about Trunks' super-powered form that we're going to find out. I think. Is that the last episode of the season?
The next one is, sure.
Okay. So we might find out in the next reading, but if we don't, I will tell everybody what the fatal flaw of this. It's dumb. It's really dumb. Sure. I'm warning you.
I don't doubt it.
It's dumb.
Episode 165, the last of season 5.
Man, we did it.
We sure did it. Oh, and I'm so excited. You know what, Colton? I'm going to read the Ocean Dub title first.
Uh-oh.
The description second. And we're going to end this podcast with the fun dub title.
Ooh.
Are you okay with that?
It must be a good one.
I feel like it's really going to keep the folks hanging on for our next episode.
Okay.
Okay? So, the Ocean Dub title is...
Finally, I get to read first!
It's called Coming Up Ocean Dub. Episode 165. Super Trunks has a weakness. Cell's shocking bombshell declaration.
Oh, man. Is he like a 1930s like train robber?
I can do it a different way. Like I can
No,
do it like
no.
Super Friends style.
No, I really enjoy.
Super Trunks has a weakness.
Meanwhile, back at Kame House,
Cell's shocking bombshell declaration.
actually, that's kind of cool.
I'll do it for. I'll do it.
No. I
You know what?
love.
I think for this because remember I said I was gonna read the fun dub title last.
Yeah, you did.
I think for this next arc I should do it that way.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
As the
I'm
battle,
gonna miss 1930s train robber.
I'll
Ocean
come back
Dub.
to it. I'll come back
Okay.
to it in Super maybe. As the battle between Trunks and Cell rages on, Cell reveals Trunks' weakness. In what? Okay.
Does it say it?
It does.
Yeah,
and
here
it's
we go.
really fucking stupid.
Didn't I tell you?
Wow, I almost don't want to read it. It's so dumb. As the battle between Trunks and Cell rages on, Cell reveals that Trunks' weakness. In his ascendant form, his new bulk slows him down.
Yeah.
Are you telling me the man is so ripped
Yep.
that he is now slower?
Hang on. Let me pull up a picture.
This is the dumbest thing.
You continue reading.
This
I
is
will pull
the
up
dumbest
a
thing. I remember what Ascended Trunks looks like. He's
picture.
ripped.
I don't think so. I don't think.
Goku, having ascended in the hyperbolic time chamber, also realizes this. He plans to spend as much time as possible as a Super Saiyan to eliminate this weakness. Vegeta recovers and returns to the island to resume his battle with Cell with Krillin in tow. Upon their arriving, however, Trunks informs them that Cell refuses to defeat them, but instead plans to revive the World Martial Arts Tournament for a real challenge. He wants to fight anyone on Earth who thinks that they have the strength to defeat him one and all before he destroys it, which leads us to our Funimation title, The Cell Games.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, that's a big man.
Yeah,
I
he's a
forgot
big
about
man.
how Ultra Super Saiyan Trunks looks.
Yeah, I forgot that was
It's
also
his
called
fucking-
Ultra Super Saiyan.
It's his banana bunches full of hair that's fucking slowing him down.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So Cell also taunts the shit out of Trunks at that point. He's freaking out. He's like, I trained so hard for this. Why can't I hit you? And Cell's like, are you kidding me? Look at yourself. He's literally like, look at yourself. I can outpace you with my eyes closed. This new form is so slow. It's slowing you down. The reason you'd think Vegeta couldn't do that? The reason he did it is because it's useless. He's like, watch this. I can do that too. And he does it. And he's just like, see, it's stupid. Just like you.
All right, world, give me all your stupid energy.
I love Perfect Cell.
Perfect Cell's one of I honestly believe that Perfect Cell was probably my favorite DBZ villain overall.
He's just so fun. He's down. It's weird because he's so much more like he's so much more Earth-like than everybody that we've ever seen. And it's because he's, born on Earth from Earth people. And like, it's so funny to just watch him just clown on everybody. Cell is having so much fun with this, and you can tell,
You can.
I really enjoy that about him. He's just a fun fucking villain.
Yeah. And I mean, we're going to find out just how fun, I think, in season 6.
Season 6, man.
Season 6, the Cell Games. We've been waiting for this arc, I think, since we decided really to do this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Since we decided we should revive and redo every single episode of Dragon Ball Z. I think it was indirectly to get to the Cell Games.
I think what we should do is before next week or before next time we record a DBZ episode, we should get together and watch season 6 because I have it on DVD.
Say less.
Oh God!
I'll definitely watch the first episodes of season 6.
So fucking good, man.
Easily. Well,
you know who we get to meet next season?
who do we get to meet next season?
Just the roughest, toughest champion of Earth, Hercule. Oh man, love him.
What a ridiculous character. What a fucking chode.
Yeah, he is really just like if Jimmy T hit the gym.
Jimmy T from WarioWare.
From WarioWare, yeah.
All right, just those of you at home, just if you're not driving and listening to this podcast, go to Google Image and just type in what we've just said.
Yeah.
And you'll get the sense.
Jimmy T is dehydrated Hercule. Hercule jerky. Jercule, if you will.
Jercule. Good night, everyone. This is where you can tell. This is the barometer for when we are finished.
Follow us
When
on Twitter.
Jercule comes out.
Jercule. Follow us on Twitter and our respective Twitter handles.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at ZFormArts
Absolutely.
for art stuff.
Also, if you like this episode, share it with a friend. I'd really appreciate it. And stick around for the next one. It'll be next Thursday around 7 o'clock.
Next Thursday around 7 o'clock.
Absolutely. Oh, before we go, I would just like to wish our very own Rain a very happy birthday because we're recording this on their birthday.
Rain.
Rain, you are super appreciated. You are the glue that holds this podcast together because Lord knows we can't do it.
Yeah. If you're not here, then all we do is talk about Dragon Ball Z. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're gonna run out of Dragon Ball Z episodes, and so Rain is out this week. Zach, how's your day going?
Yeah, literally, we're gonna turn into a daytime podcast. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find something else to talk about. I'm sure we'll start recapping Samurai Jack or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that, or
be lit.
Or we'll start doing the boring parts of JoJo, aka Part 1.
Oh yeah, well we could bang out part 1 in literally 20 minutes. Yeah. So it's not much.
Kono Colton
much to it.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Absolutely. Oh, before we go, one more announcement. We got an upcoming series, which is really cool. Rain's putting it together themselves. And you're going to want to stick around for that because it's going to be a very, very detailed recounting of the events of the Kingdom Hearts series. And that is
simplest plot on earth.
Is a notoriously difficult one to cover. And if anybody can do it, it's Rain. So if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, you're going to want to stick around for that. Updates on Twitter. Now we can get out of here.
I'm not even really that big of a Kingdom Hearts fan, and I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, that's the only way I'm going to figure it out, because Lord knows I'm not sitting down and playing those fucking games. Especially now that Sephiroth is in Smash, I believe it's a great time to do it.
Sephiroth.
Oh, my God.
Facts.
So good,
Great
man.
ideas. Great ideas. You know what's a great idea?
Yeah?
Listening to the Tryforce podcast.
I agree. Yeah.
Goodbye. And
Goodbye.
good night.
This ending was really long.
It's not the end. It's what you do with it.
Oh, man.